Fighting rages in the frontline cities in eastern Ukraine as Russian forces have launched airstrikes and artillery attacks. Ukrainian officials have said its forces repelled dozens of attacks. This comes as the Russian military is keeping up its effort to take control of the eastern city of Bakhmut. Last week, President Volodymyr Zelensky said troops could be withdrawn from Bakhmut if they ran the risk of being encircled. The Chinese military has conducted a new round of military exercises in waters near Taiwan. The new drills come barely 2 days after the last set. The Chinese Navy's Xi'an destroyer launched an attack on a mock enemy target with its over-the-horizon missiles. Taiwan has released a statement saying that China plans to close airspace north of the island next week. The move could disrupt flights in the region amid rounds of intense military drills by Beijing. China has also notified neighboring Japan about a no-fly zone near Taiwan from April 16th to 18th. Hundreds of activists gathered in front of the Armed Forces of the Philippines headquarters earlier today. This was in the capital, Manila. They are protesting against a series of Philippines-US joint military exercises. More than 5,000 Philippine and 12,000 US troops will participate in the 18-day joint exercises. These are the Balikatan 2023 drills. It's the largest iteration of Philippines-US joint drills conducted in decades.
This exercise specifically.
Myanmar's military junta conducted an airstrike on a village in the northwestern Sagaing area. More than 100 are feared dead in Tuesday's airstrike. According to junta spokespersons, the attack was carried out during a ceremony held by its armed opponents in a village. They added that if civilian casualties occurred, it was because they were forced to help the terrorists. Tens of thousands of junior doctors in England have walked off the job for a 4-day strike starting Tuesday. They are asking for higher pay following their failed negotiations with the UK government. The ongoing strike may lead to cancellations of an estimated 350,000 scheduled appointments, including some operations. There are more updates from Monday's bank shooting in the US state of Kentucky. Louisville police have released the body camera footage from the first 2 officers who responded to the scene at Old National Bank. The gunman struck one officer in the head. The other officer sustained a minor wound but managed to get behind cover. He eventually got sight of the gunman and killed him. US President Joe Biden has reached Belfast to kick off a 3-day visit to Northern Ireland and Ireland. Biden's visit helps mark the 25th anniversary of the Good Friday Peace Agreement. He's expected to float the possibility of closer investment ties between the US and Northern Ireland. Biden's visit to Northern Ireland is the first by a US president in 10 years. Panama, Colombia and US authorities have met in Panama City to discuss solutions to tackle the migration issues in the Darien Gap. The Darien Gap is a perilous jungle route without roads. It's located in northern Colombia and southern Panama. It's being used by record numbers of migrants who are determined to reach the US. Protesters interrupted the start of a speech by French President Emmanuel Macron in The Hague in the Netherlands yesterday. They raised slogans of "Where is democracy?" Macron is on a 2-day state visit in the Netherlands. He has been facing weeks of tense protests at home against pension reforms. These reforms will delay the age at which French people can retire. UNICEF has estimated that schooling for more than 750,000 young Congolese children has been disrupted. This is due to violence in the eastern provinces of North Kivu and Ituri. UNICEF says over 2,000 schools in eastern Congo have had to close because of armed conflict since January 2022. Thousands of children have also been forced to live in refugee centers because of the ongoing conflict. The United Nations has asked its Afghan staff to stay home until May. The decision comes one day after the Taliban administration barred UN women staff from working. The UN has said that implementing the order would put the global organization in breach of its charter. The restriction on female UN workers has also prompted heavy international criticism. Chile's Congress has passed a hard-fought bill to gradually cut the work week to 40 hours from the present 45. The passing of the bill marks a legislative victory for President Gabriel Boric amid faltering popularity. It comes at a time when countries like Britain and Spain are experimenting with reducing weekly work hours as well. More than 90% of peatlands in Germany have been drained and they now emit greenhouse gases. These are a type of wetland that store large amounts of carbon. They also play an important role in reducing greenhouse gases. However, in Germany, these peatlands, after being drained, are responsible for more than 7% of total greenhouse gas emissions. A city in the US state of Arizona has set a new weather record with temperatures reaching 37 degrees Celsius. The previous highest temperature recorded for the same day was around 36 degrees Celsius in 1989. Climatologists say Arizona is currently in a shoulder season before transitioning into summer. A team of scientists in Albania have been looking for signs of one of the rarest marine mammals in the world. These are the Mediterranean monk seals. These seals have gone from being critically endangered to being just endangered, but they're still extremely difficult to track. Scientists have spent the past 5 years placing cameras in caves and other secluded spots to better track the animals. UN Secretary General Antonio Gutteres has called for massive international support for Somalian people. This comes as they battle devastating droughts. He said, and I quote, "Although Somalian people make no contribution to climate change, they are among the greatest victims. Nearly 5 million people are experiencing high levels of acute food insecurity." A massive wildfire broke out in Manchester Township in the US state of New Jersey. According to New York Forest Fire Service, a mandatory evacuation is underway. No injuries have been reported. The cause of the fire is still unknown. Dozens of dead stingrays appeared on a beach in Brazil's Rio de Janeiro. This sparked confusion and concerns in the local community. Experts say that trawling may have led to such a situation. Trawling is a fishing technique that involves pulling a net through the water behind boats. The population of snow leopards in New Zealand has reached 2 as Wellington Zoo welcomed 2 new females. They were born through an international scientific breeding program. The 2 females are 3 years old and originally from Melbourne Zoo in Australia. There are just around 7,000 snow leopards left in the wild. This is because of habitat loss, poaching and climate change. Deutsche Bank is winding down its remaining software technology operations in Russia. The company gave its Russian employees the option to leave by mutual agreement. It has also offered them an option to relocate. Deutsche is offering individual severance packages to its 500 IT officials in Russia. Reports say that the company is also looking to shed its staff in the next 6 months. According to reports, the World Bank Executive Board will conduct a formal interview with Ajay Banga in early May. The World Bank Group's board has said last month that it will only consider Banga for the role of the next president. This is because no other candidates were nominated. If selected, Banga will succeed David Malpass. A US federal bank official from Philadelphia, Patrick Harker, has said that the central bank may soon pause its rate hike cycle. Harker believes that the bank should pause after one more rate hike. He said that he believes the rate should stay above 5%. The Fed official said, and I quote, we are fully committed to bringing inflation back down to our 2% target. Shares of the home goods firm Tupperware have plunged nearly 50%. The maker of plastic containers has said that it does not have enough cash to fund its operations. The company needs to secure additional money immediately. Tupperware is also exploring potential layoffs and selling some of its real estate holdings. The company is taking these steps in its efforts to save money. SoftBank Group CEO Masayoshi Son will sign off on chipmaker ARM's listing in America's Nasdaq exchange. ARM is a British chipmaker that SoftBank bought in 2016. ARM's technology is widely used in supercomputers and the global smartphone industry. The move represents the first formal step in ARM's initial public offering process. Binance's US arm has said it will remove digital asset tokens Tron and Spell from its platform. Tokens are digital assets similar to cryptocurrencies. This comes as a result of its periodic review. The two tokens will be delisted on April 18th. The news sent down the prices of both the tokens sharply. Tron token fell nearly 5% against the US dollar, while Spell lost more than 5%. Japan's currency diplomat has said that the group of 7 economies will discuss how to help developing countries introduce digital currencies. He said it will be among the key themes of G7 discussions this year. The discussions will address the challenges that the global community faces from rapid developments in digital technology. Japan will chair the G7 discussions in 2023. France's antitrust regulator may soon investigate Apple. The investigation comes over complaints about the changes in the company's app tracking policies. In 2021, the iPhone maker made changes to its privacy rules. The new rules made it easy for iPhone users to opt out of being tracked across apps. This change cost rivals like Meta billions of dollars in ad revenues. Competitors allege that Apple leveraged the changes to boost its own ad business. OpenAI, the firm behind ChatGPT, has said that it would offer up to $20,000 to its users. The company has said it would reward its users for reporting vulnerabilities in its AI systems. The company will give out the rewards based on the severity of the bugs they report. This starts from $200 per vulnerability. Meanwhile, Spain has asked European Union's privacy watchdog to review concerns surrounding ChatGPT. This comes after Italy banned the software last month. Globally, there has been an uptick in concerns related to artificial intelligence systems. ChatGPT has become the fastest growing consumer application in history. Punjab Kings will take on defending champions Gujarat Titans in Mohali tomorrow evening. The Titans conceded 5 sixes in the final over to lose their last match against Kolkata Knight Riders. Meanwhile, Punjab Kings lost to Sunrisers Hyderabad on Sunday. India's Nisha Dahiya has secured the biggest ever medal of her promising wrestling career. Dahiya has won a silver in the women's 68 kg category at the Asian Championships in Astana in Kazakhstan. Another Indian wrestler, Priya Malik, clinched a bronze in the women's 76 kg category. Malik beat Japan's Mizuki Nagashima. In football, Chelsea manager Frank Lampard has said his team is looking forward to the challenge of being underdogs at Real Madrid in the first leg of their Champions League quarter-finals. The match is scheduled to be played in the early hours of Thursday. Lampard got off to a losing start on his return to the Chelsea hot seat as caretaker manager on Saturday. The Blues were beaten 1-0 at Wolverhampton Wanderers. Manchester City beat Bayern Munich 3-0 in the first leg of their Champions League quarter-final tie yesterday. City appeared in total control in a surgical second-half dismantling of Bayern. However, Pep Guardiola looked aghast when a reporter asked if it was the most comfortable he and his team have felt this season. Guardiola said there would be no resting easy until they have faced his former team at the Allianz Arena next Wednesday. Serie A's runaway leaders Napoli will take on Milan in an all-Italian quarter-final match in the Champions League later tonight. In their last league encounter earlier this month, Milan put Napoli to the sword with a 4-0 victory at the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona. After the first leg tonight, the second leg will be played on April 18th. Benfica head coach Roger Schmidt has insisted that all is not lost. Schmidt's comment come after losing 2-0 at home to Inter Milan in the first leg of their quarter-final late last evening. Second-half goals from Nicolo Barella and Romelu Lukaku saw the Italian outfit take a giant step towards the last four while leaving the Portuguese league leaders with it all to do. Tuesday's loss was only the third of the season for Benfica, but their second in a row. The rematch of an Indonesian football game that ended in one of the world's worst stadium stampedes last year was held yesterday. The match was held without any spectators. Fierce rivals Persebaya and Arema FC last met in October 2022. Their match ended in a crush in which 135 people were killed. Many died as they fled for the exits after police fired tear gas into the crowd. The crowd control measure is banned by World Football governing body FIFA. In Formula One, Lewis Hamilton's statement that this year's Red Bull car is the fastest he's ever seen has been dismissed by Max Verstappen. Red Bull have won 3 out of 3 races in the 2023 season so far. In all 3 Grand Prix, the RB19 has been rapid and in some cases a second a lap quicker than the rest of the field. The Wales women's rugby team have started using a new app to track their menstrual cycle during the ongoing Six Nations Championship. This is a tournament played between England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland, France and Italy. Players use the app to input information about what phase of the menstrual cycle they're in and what symptoms they're experiencing. Coaches have access to that data to tailor their training accordingly. Novak Djokovic has made a winning return to action at the Rolex Monte Carlo Masters. The tennis world number 1 faced a spirited challenge from world number 198 Ivan Garkov and was in danger of losing the opening set. But Djokovic navigated the big moments well to reach the third round with a 7-6-5, 6-2 win. Djokovic is pursuing a record-extending 39th ATP Masters 1000 title this week and his third trophy in Monte Carlo. Singer Selena Gomez posted a picture on Instagram with no makeup on. Gomez wore an oversized t-shirt with undone hair. She was joined by her friend Connor Franklin. Notably, Gomez is founder of makeup brand The Rare Beauty. In the past, she has received praise for filter-free photographs and keeping it real. Singer Ariana Grande has opened up about her changing appearance after getting negative comments about her body. She said, and I quote, "There are many different ways to look healthy and beautiful, and personally for me, the body that you have been comparing my current body to was the unhealthiest version of my body." She admitted to previously having been on antidepressants and drinking and eating poorly. Stranger Things actor Millie Bobby Brown has announced her engagement to boyfriend Jake Bon Jovi. The 19-year-old has been dating Bon Jovi since 2021. Jake Bon Jovi is the son of legendary singer John Bon Jovi. Bobby Brown shared the news with lyrics from the song Lover by Taylor Swift. Actor Hilary Swank has given birth to twins, a boy and a girl. The $1 Million Baby actor shared a picture on social media with the caption, "It wasn't easy, but boy and girl, was it worth it?" Over the course of her pregnancy, Swank has been filming her new ABC show, Alaska Daily. Bling Empire star Kelly Mee Lee has welcomed her first child with boyfriend William Ma. She told People publication, and I quote, "Welcome to the world, Millie. She's finally here and being fashionably late to her own due date." Actor Jeremy Renner walked the red carpet 4 months after a horrific snowplow accident in the US state of Nevada. Renner walked the red carpet with a cane as he posed for pictures with his family. This was for the premiere of his new show, Renovations. Renner said, and I quote, "From the personal challenges, physical, emotional, health, all of that, it has come hand in hand with the show because the show is very, very, very personal to me." Actor Matthew McConaughey reflected on his experience on a flight that suffered severe turbulence last month. He said, and I quote, "Your red wine and the glass and the plates that your food was on are all suspended, floating, still just in the air. And then everything just comes crashing down." The actor was traveling from Texas in the US to Frankfurt in Germany with his wife when the flight had to make an emergency landing. Actor Chris Evans has opened up about why he has not yet made his Saturday Night Live debut. He said, and I quote, "I have avoided hosting SNL like the plague for years now just because I'm so scared it is terrifying to me." Evans said he assumes that he would battle anxiety while hosting SNL. He admitted that his concerns may stem from him previously feeling self-conscious about his ability to get a laugh. Spanish filmmaker Pedro Almodovar's new short film, Strange Way of Life, will have its world premiere at the 2023 Cannes Film Festival. The movie speaks about LGBTQ rights and stars Ethan Hawke and Pedro Pascal. The film is Almodovar's second English-language short film. His first film, The Human Voice, premiered at the Venice Film Festival in 2020. The trailer of The Marvels is out. The upcoming MCU movie will release in November this year. It was initially set for a July release. The film will mark the debut of several Asian actors across the Marvel Cinematic Universe.